Okay, so these are the axioms of probability. P4 you can ignore because it is just a generalization to P3 only. So as long as these three axioms are satisfied, okay, we are fine. You can deal with the probability. You can deal with the probability. Okay, so these are the most important point. Okay, axioms. Whatever the probability you are defining, it has to satisfy these axioms of the probability. Okay. Now, what are the properties on probability? What are the properties on probability? Okay, there are some theorems. Okay, which we cannot prove it right now. Okay, these are all results. We will take it as results only. Okay, so probability of impossible event is 0. Obvious. Okay, if I want to get a number 7 when I throw a die, it is impossible. Therefore, probability of null event is always 0. That is P of A complement, and these are all similar to the set theoretical formulas. Okay, so what is A complement? A complement is nothing but mu minus A, right? In our case, what is mu? Mu is nothing but the universal set. In our discussion, what is a universal set? Yes, sample space, the entire sample space. Okay, so probability of complement, the probability of not happening of A is nothing but 1 minus P of A. Okay, so whenever A is subset of B and probability of A must be less than or equal to probability of B, whenever A is subset of B, the corresponding probabilities will have this relation. Okay, okay, and what is this? P of A equal to P of B minus P of A. What is this? This is wrong. Something wrong. Okay. And what is P of A minus B? P of A minus B can be viewed as, see, you have to, you can just draw the Venn diagram. This is the entire sample space. This is A, this is B. And what is this part? Intersection. A intersection B. And what is this? This is going to be, this is nothing but A minus B, right? And A minus B is nothing but points of A which are not in B. Points of A which are not in B. That means from A you just remove this intersection. From A you just remove the intersection. Then you will get A minus B. Okay, so P of A minus B is P of A minus P of A intersection B. This can be written as P of A intersection B complement also. If you remember the if you remember this set theoretical formulas, I can see it as A intersection B complement. And similarly, what is this called? This is called B minus A. Elements of B which are not in terms of A. So P of B minus A can be viewed as like this: P of B minus P of which one I have to remove? Intersection A intersection B. And so this P of B minus A can be viewed as P of B intersection A complement. P of B intersection A complement. Okay, and this is called additive rule, right? P of A and B equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. Okay, because A contains A intersection B, B also contains A intersection B. That means A intersection B appeared 2 times. So you remove 1 time. Therefore, you will get the entire union of the 2 sets, which is P of A intersection B. But previously I have written P of A union B equal to P of A plus P of B. But here I am writing P of A union B equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of intersection B. Is this contradiction to this P3? Is there any contradiction?
No,
No, it is
no,
not a
sir,
contradiction.
because they are mutually
Because
exclusive events.
because here I did not say about type of events, whether they are mutually exclusive or not. I did not say. If they are mutually exclusive, A intersection is going to be empty, and you know probability of empty set is going to be 0 according to the first theorem. So when this is 0 means what is P of A and B? P of A plus P of B only. So which is P3, right? So it is perfectly fine. Okay, so whenever A and B are mutually exclusive, P of A and B equal to P of A plus P of B, which is a special case of the general rule of additivity. And this can be generalized to 3 events or any number of events. In case of 3 events, P of A union B union C equal to P of A plus P of B plus P of C minus P of A intersection B minus P of B intersection C minus P of C intersection A plus P of A intersection B intersection C. It is just similar to that of set theoretical formula n of A union B union C, right? N of A union B union C. Okay, n of A plus n of B plus n of C minus, like that. Okay, so these are all the formulas that you require. Okay, sometimes set theoretical formulas may be quite easy, quite handy to solve the problems easily. Okay, so before proceeding further, okay, let us take up one problem. Before we'll take up one problem and try to solve using these formulas. Shall I proceed? I will share this material. Okay, but you may, if you want, you may note down the important points also. So let us take this problem. So my problem number 0, I'm starting with problem number 0. So what it says, there are two events with the probability let me change the color. The probability is 7 by 8. P of A intersection B is 1 by 4. P of A complement is 5 by 8. Okay, you're asked to determine all these things. Okay, so how can I find out P of A? I know P of A minus P of A. Therefore, if I want P of A, this is nothing but 1 minus P of A complement. So this is 1 minus 5 by 8 is equal to 3 by 8. 3 by 8. Okay. Now, how do you get P of B? I know P of A union B formula, right?
Yes,
Yes,
P
sir.
of A plus
P of A plus
intersection B.
P of B minus P of A intersection. And what is the P of A union B given? 7 by 8, which is equal to what is P of A? P of A, just now we got it, right? 1 by 3 by 8 plus P of B we want to find out. What is P of A intersection B given? 1 by 4. Okay, 1 by 4. So solve this and tell me P of B value.
3 by 4.
Yes, sir.
3 by 4. So
3 by 4.
this is 3 by 4. Okay. Now what is P of A intersection B complement? Now you use this Venn diagram. That is better. I said A intersection B complement is nothing but P of A minus B. You remember? So this is A, this is B. I want A minus B. A minus B is nothing but removing A intersection B from A. Removing A intersection B from A. So I can write it as where is this? I can write it as P of A minus P of A intersection B. So I know P of A already, that is 3 by 8 minus what is P of A intersection B given 1 by 4. So this is 2 by 8, 1 by 8.
Yes.
Right.
So this is going to be 1 by 8. Okay, remember your values must be in between 0 to 1. You should not get less than 0. You should not get more than 1. Okay. And what is A complement intersection B? A complement intersection is nothing but B intersection A complement. That is nothing but B minus A. Am I right? So this is nothing but, so P of A complement intersection B, nothing but P of B intersection A complement. That is nothing but P of B minus A. That is nothing but P of B minus P of B. Sorry, P of B minus P of A intersection
P of A intersection B.
B. Okay.
1 by 2.
P of
1 by 2.
1 by 2.
right. Sorry. P of A intersection B. So P of B just now we got it, which is 3 by 4 minus A intersection B is 1 by 4. So this is 2 by 4 is 1 by 2. So this is 1 by 2. And what is A complement in union B complement? I think you have De Morgan laws.
1 minus P of
P of A union B minus.
I can write A union B complement as A complement intersection B complement. I can write A complement B, A intersection B complement as A complement union B complement. Am I right?
Yes.
So in this case, we are asked to find out A complement union B complement. So I can write it as A intersection B complement. Instead of complement, I would like to use bar. Is that fine? So
Yes, sir.
this can be written as 1 minus P of A intersection B. So what is P of A intersection B? 1 by 4.
3/4.
So this is going to be 3 by 4. Now what is A complement intersection B complement? Now I can use this Riemann A complement intersection B complement.
1/8.
So this is P of A union B bar. So this is 1
1/8.
minus P of A union B. So 1 minus 7 by 8 means 1 by 8.
1/8.
Is that clear?
Yes.
So like that you can use your set theoretical formulas, okay, or the theorems on probability to find out the probabilities like this. Is this clear?
Yes.
So,
Yes, sir.
so I would like to discuss one more problem. With that, I will going to start. Okay, stop. In the next class, I am going to discuss about conditional probability and dependent and independent. Okay. This is the most important and very good problem. Okay. See, in probability. Logic will be same, only situations are different. Okay, if you understand this problem, you can apply the same technique for different problems. Only thing, instead of 10 good articles, he may say some red marbles. Instead of minor defects, he may say some blue marbles, like that. Okay, so situation may be different, but logic is going to be same. So you try to understand the logic and try to apply that logic to solve the problems of different situations. Okay, so what the problem says, a box containing 10 good articles. So whenever you read 10 good articles, 4 with minor defects, 2 with major defects, two articles are chosen at random. Two articles are chosen at random. Find the probability that both are good and so on. Okay. So whenever you have a problem like this, you try to draw. You try to visualize it. You try to visualize it. Okay. Try to draw some box, some rectangle. Okay. Totally how many articles are there?
10.
16.
10 good articles, 4 with minor defects. Totally there are
16.
There are 16 articles. There are 16 articles. That is the first observation that you have to make. Okay. So there are 10 good articles, 4 with minor defects, 2 with sorry, 2 with major defects. Two with major defects. So totally there are 16 articles. Okay. Now we're asked to find out. Let us call this as event E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6. There are 6 events. Okay, we want to find out probability of each event. So how do you find out probability of E1? And we know the classical probability is number of favorable cases by total number of cases. And your chosen, is this a selection or arrangement?
Selection.
Selection. Okay, so you have to select how many
10
articles?
by 16.
Two articles you have to select. So out of how many articles? 16 articles. So the total number of possible cases is 16C2.
C2.
And in how many ways you can select good articles?
10C.
10C2.
Totally there are 10 articles only. So good articles means you can choose from these 10 articles only. So 10C2 by 16C2. This simplification you can do it later. You try to understand the logic only. Is it clear? So similarly, what is the probability of E2? What do you mean by E2? Both have major defects. Major defects are here. That means 2C2 by
2C2 by 16C2.
16C2. Okay. What is probability of E3?
Exactly one.
Exactly one is good. That means one good article I have to choose, and I have to choose non-good article. Non-good article means minor defects are
61 by
Major.
C2.
so
10C1.
10C1.
C1 into
And are you thinking about and or R? I have selected two articles. At present, I have selected only one article, and I have to select one more article. And means in multiplication and
61.
6C1 divided by 16C2.
16 C2.
Is this clear? Okay, so whenever you are thinking of and, multiply the probability, multiply the possibilities. Okay, now at least one is good. At least one is good means what? Exactly one is good.
Good of both the two are good.
One or
Exactly,
more.
exactly one good. R means what? Plus.
Plus.
Or exactly
Two
Two are good.
two good. At least one means one or more. Okay, so in this case, because only two articles are there, one or two. So exactly one good we already did. Here what is it? 10C1 into 6C1 by 16C1 plus exactly two are good. That also we did.
10C2 by 16C2.
10C2 by 16C2. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
I will insert a new slide. Okay, so what is a P4?
At
most E5.
One is good.
At most one is good. Okay,
One
so
or none.
Maximum one
P
is.
of at most one is good means, that means what? Exactly one good
Or none are good.
Or none are good.
R means plus probability of none is good.
None are good.
Plus none are
Okay, none are good. Okay, so exactly one is good means what?
10C1 into 6C1.
10C1 into 6C1 by 16C2
C2.
plus none. None means I have to
6C2 by
select only from 6C2 by
By
16.
16 C2.
Is that okay? So this is nothing but probability of E5, event E5. So what is probability of E6? Sorry. What is neither is good? Already, sorry.
Neither has.
This is E6, right? Neither has major defects. Neither has major defects means I have to remove this. Okay, it can be good article, or it can be minor. It can have minor defects, but it should not have major defects. So how many options are there for me?
14 C.
So
10C1
14
into
C2 by
4C2 by 16.
16 C2.
16 C2.
Okay. So what is P of E7? Neither is good. That means I should remove this
C2 by
2 by
C2 by
16
16.
C2.
C2.
Do you understand? So
Yes, sir.
so this is how we are going to find out the probabilities using the classical definition. Okay, the number of possible cases by total number of the number of favorable cases by total number of possible cases. Okay, so today we have discussed about counting rules, followed by some basic notations and definitions of probability like sample space, events, types of events. After that we have seen definition of probability. Okay, and we have seen axioms on probability. Okay, definition of probability, axioms on probability, and some theorems on probability, and using theorems we did some problems. Okay, so in the next class I'm going to discuss about conditional probability. Okay, today I may send you some problems as an exercise. You try to solve those problems. Okay, so stay back. Let me take the attendance. How many are